#1 on the Gulf Coast. You're watching WALA Channel 10. This is Action News 10 at 10 p.m. with Bob Grip, Nancy Pierce, meteorologist Steve Bray, Andrew Stockey with sports, and the award-winning Action News 10 team.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Nancy Pierce.
And I'm Bob Grip. Mobile's war on drugs may depend on a state grant tonight. For 2 years, what's called the Mobile County Street Enforcement Narcotics Team, or MCENT, has relied on state money to get hundreds of drug dealers off the streets and behind bars. Well, tonight, agents are hoping the state will come through once again. As Action News 10's Amy Greer reports, agents say the grant helps them give dealers plenty of time to think about their illegal business in jail.
Since June of 1990, 4,000 suspected drug dealers have been picked up off the streets of Mobile by MCENT, Mobile County Street Enforcement Narcotics Team. Their success depends on a $300,000 state grant to hire dozens of undercover officers. Sergeant Harold Martin has been part of the drug task force since its beginning. Its future now depends on another grant.
This problem is not going to go away by the simple fact that we've had success in the past. It's a problem that's going to continue, and the only thing we can do is continue to keep the heat and pressure enforcing laws and keep these people underground or limit their operations as much as possible and arrest as many violators as we can.
Once MCENT gets the suspects to federal court, that's not the end of the story. Agents say dealers are often back on the streets selling drugs again, even while they're out on bond, awaiting sentencing. 4 of every 5 suspected dealers arrested by MCENT end up doing time. Bill Scully is the prosecutor who's helped the county win an 89% conviction rate. But he says their success battling one drug all too often just means a shift in the market.
For example, I think that it's difficult to get marijuana in Mobile County right now, and that tends to increase drug usage in some other areas. So that, for example, we've seen an increase in LSD usage and LSD trafficking.
Shutting down the entire drug market may be an unrealistic goal, but it's a goal the task force hopes to shoot for nevertheless, if the state just signs the check. In Mobile, Amy Greer, Action News 10.
Most of those dealers convicted serve about 3 years behind bars. City Council today applied for another state grant to fund MCENT. The funding could be approved later this summer.
And it is jail time tonight for the son of Mobile drug kingpin, Noble Beasley. Noble Beasley III pleaded guilty today to attempting to possess cocaine and was sentenced to 1 year and a day in jail. Since he's already been behind bars for about 2 months, his attorney expects Beasley to be released soon. Beasley's father is now serving a life sentence for conspiring to distribute crack cocaine. Still no suspects tonight in the murder of a mother just trying to provide for her 3 children. Octavia Kendricks of Pritchard was working last night delivering pizzas with another woman when 2 men approached them. The men demanded the pizza they were carrying, then shot Kendricks, who died on her way to the hospital. Domino's Pizza is setting up a trust fund to help care for her 10-year-old girl, 6-year-old boy, and infant son. The confrontation of conflicting convictions continues in the morning in Buffalo, New York. That's the latest battleground between those who support a woman's right to choose abortion and those who believe abortion should not be an option. Police arrested a New York minister and charged him with disorderly conduct after he shoved a 19-week-old fetus in the face of abortion rights demonstrators.
A videotape of today's execution of double murderer Robert Harris will be used as evidence in a lawsuit challenging California's use of the gas chamber. The state executed Harris after a dramatic duel between the Supreme Court and federal appeals courts. Finally, the Supreme Court won and Harris lost. Harris died 14 years after he kidnapped and murdered 2 teenagers. Today's execution was the first in 25 years in California. A former professor accused of murdering at least 53 people is pointing his finger at communism tonight. Andrei Chikatilo, who testified in the southern Russian city of Rostov-on-Don, claims his miserable life under communism was one that pushed him to kill. According to the Russian news agency, Chikatilo described himself to the court as a freak of nature or a mad beast. Well, he's not a candidate yet, but according to the latest presidential poll in Texas, if the election were held today, millionaire H. Ross Perot would be the top vote-getter in the Lone Star State. Of the registered voters asked, 35% say they would vote for Perot, 30% for George Bush, and 20% for Bill Clinton. This gives more ammunition to Perot's possible third-party bid. Perot says if a grassroots effort puts him on the ballot in all 50 states, he'll spend $100 million of his own money to try to take the White House.
Air traffic at New York's LaGuardia Airport is back to normal tonight, but there were some scary moments this morning when a jetliner's engine caught fire and skidded off the runway. Passengers used emergency chutes to evacuate the U.S. Air 727. No one was injured. The runways were closed for about an hour and a half. A federal investigator is checking into that incident. Mobile firefighters are investigating a blaze tonight at a residential home. The fire started at this home at 555 Maryland Street around 8 this evening. No one was home at the time of the fire. Authorities don't know what sparked that blaze. Well, it may take a while for life to get back to normal in parts of Virginia. The storm that dumped rain on us yesterday made its way east today, causing flash floods in west central and southwest Virginia. The covered roads and flooded basements and businesses. Not much relief for a few more hours, though. More rain is expected to fall until early Wednesday. Well, we don't have a situation like that at all, just nice weather.
Only thing we have to worry about is sunburn, I guess.
Yeah, that's about it, and some cool temperatures tonight. You might want to pull out an extra blanket, it looks like, if you're going to keep the windows open. Let's take a look at what's going on right now. Clear skies, 60 degrees is our current temperature. The low tonight should drop down to a very pleasant 52 degrees, kind of cool for this time of year. Tomorrow we're going to see sunny skies. High should warm up under the springtime sun up to about 82 degrees. Should be another picture-perfect day. Looks like we might get at least one more. Details later.
Keep them coming.
Yeah,
Good
really.
sleeping weather tonight.
Right.
Thanks, Steve.
Action News 10 at 10 p.m. continues. One airline is offering more deals in the skies.
And we'll tell you why area cotton farmers won't have to take their precious crop on the road.
Mississippi House rejected a 1-cent sales tax increase by just 3 votes, but that may not be the end of the story. The Senate-passed bill would have raised $168 million. Now, opponents argued that the bill doesn't do enough for education and that more money is needed. The bill earmarks $60 million for public schools, $23 million for universities, and $15 million for community colleges. However, this doesn't mean it's the end of the tax bill. The House could take it up again tomorrow. It's now up to the Alabama House to decide the future of 3 tax bills designed to help Mobile County public schools. The Senate approved the package this afternoon. Among the options, Senator Ann Bedshole's plan, which would allow you to decide which school programs or improvements you'd want to fund. The second would boost the tax on cigarettes by a nickel a pack, while the last would force the city and the county to pay more than $1 million a year for 10 years to bail out the school system's current debt. A House vote could come on Thursday.
Cotton farmers in southern Alabama are smiling tonight. A new company has announced plans to build a $2 million cotton gin in Baldwin County. Now, in the past, farmers had to transport their cotton crop hundreds of miles to get it processed. As Action News 10's Chris Schauble reports, those days are over.
For farmers in Mobile and Baldwin County, a full cotton crop means money in the bank. But some of that white gold gets taken away when farmers pay to transport their cotton for processing to Escambia County, Alabama. Making the problem worse was a glut in the processing system, forcing farmers to wait to get their cotton ginned.
This past year, the cotton had to sit in the field quite a while before it was ginned, and the farmer was losing money as the price went down, plus he was losing cotton as it sat out there and the quality deteriorated.
Rotting cotton will no longer be a problem. A cotton gin will be built at this spot in Loxley. The 30 cotton farmers in Baldwin and Mobile County will be able to go there to remove seeds from their product. Loxley's mayor says the city will come out a winner.
Well, one thing can mean jobs, which we desperately need here in Loxley, and also it'd be a big boost to our economy as far as the merchants and people buying and doing business in town.
Kenneth Isbell is part owner of Alabama Gin Company. They're the ones who are building the cotton gin and creating 30 new jobs in Loxley.
Loxley is located better for us to bring the cotton from Mobile County, and it's located well for bringing the cotton from South Baldwin County also.
By September, these cotton fields will be ready for harvesting. The new cotton gin will mean farmers won't have to travel hundreds of miles to get their cotton processed, which will help keep their business profitable. In Baldwin County, I'm Chris Schauble, Action News 10.
Last year, the total value of the cotton from southern Alabama was more than $6 million. The new cotton gin will let farmers keep more of those profits.
American Airlines is chopping fares again to undercut the rivals that tried to beat its prices. The The airline is easing its 21-day advance purchase requirement to just 14 days. American Airlines decided to lower its fares again after several of the weakest airlines beat its radically simplified fare structure announced 2 weeks ago. Analysts say the wave of cuts could force weaker airlines out of business. All the airlines have reported dramatic increases in reservations in the past week.
When we come back, we'll tell you about a new way for doctors to test patients for prostate cancer.
And we'll meet some out-of-towners working to a musical beat. Researchers have come up with a new painless technique to screen patients for early signs of prostate cancer. The new process involves periodic blood tests to compare levels of a substance called prostate-specific antigen, or PSA. These PSA tests are very sensitive for prostate cancer, but can also recognize what's called benign prostatic hyperplasia, a common form of non-cancerous prostate enlargement that isn't dangerous. The new test can also save patients money and take the worry out of waiting for the results from biopsies, which can take up to a month. Studies also show that the PSA reduces the error rate for detecting cancer from 40% way down to 10%. If you're a patient who's been given a defective heart valve, should you pay to have it replaced? The consumer group says no. The group told the Food and Drug Administration today that the government should make the companies behind the defective heart valves pay. Public Citizens Group is concerned about the more than 6,000 patients given the York-Shiley large mitral heart valve. The valves were found to have a higher tendency of failure. The company says government action isn't needed, that it already planned for valve replacement.
The best and the brightest of Mobile's emerging leaders gathered today at Bishop State. Members of the 1992 Leadership Mobile class gave presentations on topics ranging from local government funding to education to race relations. The 34 members of the class meet in groups to study civic problems and get training in how to address the problems. The Leadership Mobile program was established in 1973 and holds classes every other year. This year's group graduates Thursday. Tonight, a story of singing volunteers. A group of students from Conway, Arkansas is in Mobile to perform as a Baptist choir. As Action News 10's James Gordon reports, the students decided they would make their very first appearance helping the hungry.
For these 37 students from Central Baptist College in Conway, Arkansas, taking time out for volunteer service has become second nature.
Wherever we are, we want to try to do some good for the people.
The Arkansas students are members of a Baptist choir that's on tour throughout the South. Tomorrow night they perform at the Mobile Civic Center. Today they decided to dedicate their only day off to the Bay Area Food Bank, sorting food and helping the hungry in our area. Jason Burns has a message for all young folks.
You know, if we can come from Conway, Arkansas and do it, you know, then I feel like that they could come from this area and help out their own people in this area.
By now, we all know these students care. After all, that's why they're volunteers. But you might be asking yourself, can they sing? Oh, yeah, they can sing.
I'm going to tell you about the coming of the judgment. There's a better day a-coming. There's a better day a-coming. In that grave, getting up morning, fare you well, fare you well. In that grave, getting up morning, fare you well, fare you well. Fare you well, poor sinner. Fare you well, fare you well. Fare you well, poor sinner. Fare you well, fare you well. In that grave, getting up morning, fare you well, fare you well. In that grave, getting up morning, fare you well.
In Mobile, James Gordon, Action News 10.
Oh, they can sing. And you can hear more of the Central Baptist College Choir tomorrow night at the Mobile Civic Center. Showtime, 7 p.m. The concert is free and open to the public.
Good idea. Will tomorrow be another picture-perfect day?
Meteorologist Steve Bray is next with all the details.
I'm Chris Schauble. Join me tomorrow on Action News 10 at 10 p.m. for boot camp and find out what it takes to be a Marine.
When you get up there, you grab the rope. Stand out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very good.
Boot Camp, a series of reports by Chris Schauble. Tomorrow at 10 p.m. on Action News 10. We're making a difference you can see.
I think we could all agree that today was great. We'd like that again tomorrow and the next day and the next day.
I think the vote is unanimous.
I keep on saying April is one of the prettiest months around here, and it has really been turning out that way. It's been a beautiful month so far, and what a night tonight. It's been a beautiful evening, and it looks like it's just going to get even nicer. If you like it cool, it is going to be a cool night ahead, with the temperatures dropping down into the lower 50s, if not the upper 40s. Right now it's 60 in Mobile, 66 in Pensacola, 67 Fort Walton Beach. As you can see, a little bit warmer in northwestern Florida. Evergreen now in the inland areas 59, and Leakesville right now at 58 degrees. 75% on the humidity. Winds have been light throughout most of the evening. They're calm right now, 29.96 and rising on the barometer. Now for the almanac today, our lows started off in the lower 60s in Mobile and Pascagoula, upper 60s for Pensacola and Fort Walton Beach, and like I said, you can subtract about 10 degrees from those lows. Highs for the day, 79 in Mobile, Pensacola at 84, Fort Walton Beach 83, and Pascagoula at 80 degrees. Now the normal temperatures for this date, 80 degrees for the high, low temperature should be at around 59, and it looks like over the next several days we're going to be pretty close to these norms. Now we've seen kind of some stormy weather yesterday. That storm system rolled across the area, cold front, but during the evening hours tonight and throughout most of the day we've seen the clear skies kind of come out. A few rain showers developed in Arkansas earlier this evening, but they have since moved up to the northeast of us, so it looks like it's going to be clear skies for here and out through the rest of tonight and also for the next couple of days. Show you why. We've got high pressure dominating just out to the west of us. It's going to continue to slide right along the Gulf Coast. Another high pressure system is back up to the north of a cold front that's kind of broken up, and this may filter down a little bit of cooler air, but what it's also going to do is just reinforce the high pressure we already have, so we're going to see the fair weather. Now most of the cold air that's behind this front, or what was that front, is going to stay to the north of us because the jet stream right now is running along the southern tier of states, so that's going to keep most of the cold weather up to the north. It's just going to kind of slide east while we will stay nice and mild and look for another storm system to develop along this jet later in the week, move down through here beginning on Friday with a few showers more likely during the day on Saturday. Now the river stages in the area going way up today, about 4.5 feet at Coffeyville. On the Tom Bigby right now, 23.60. Alabama River at Claiborne up over 5.5 feet. It is at 20.30. May still see a rise in these, but flood stages for these rivers are in the low 40s, so it doesn't look like we're going to get close to that. Now, as far as my forecast for tonight, we're going to see clear skies, and it's going to be nice and cool. Lows tonight, 49 to 53 with northwest winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, looks like it's going to be a nice one. Sunny skies, and it will be warm with the highs tomorrow around 80 to 84 with light and variable winds. The 5-day outlook, we're looking for some pretty good weather. For the next couple of days, sunny skies. Few showers may move in on Friday. Saturday, looking for a few showers as well, more likely on Saturday. Partly cloudy Sunday. Highs will be in the low to mid-80s, dropping down to the upper 70s on Sunday. Lows will be in the 50s to the low 60s. It's going to be one of those nights tonight, though, if you have the windows open, you may need to get up about 5 a.m. and kind of close them to stay warm. So it's going to be kind of cool for this time of year.
Good sleeping weather.
Should be.
Thanks, Steve.
Action News 10 Sports is coming up next. Andrew Stockey shows us who is battling in the major leagues tonight.
And high school baseball tournament action is underway in Pensacola. We'll show you the highlights.
Closed captioning of Action News 10 at 10 p.m. is funded by Food World.
I wonder if Neon Dion is lighting up the scoreboard tonight.
Well, it's a good thing that some of the other Braves are coming through with Justice out for a while.
In fact, everyone's coming through. Well,
Good
last
deal.
night, Terry Pendleton came out of his slump, and tonight, Ron Gant has a tater early in this contest.
Good deal.
Let's take you to the Braves game. Game 2 of their 3-game stay in sunny San Diego, with all eyes focusing on Deion Sanders, who entered the contest with a 14-game hitting streak. He doesn't have a hit in this game, but Ron Gant has a 2-run homer in the 4th. The Braves are up 2-1. The game is in the 5th inning. Things tightening up atop the American National League West. In the Astrodome, a 1-run Houston lead disappears. Robbie Thompson will go over third base. 2 runs are in. Kevin Bass nailed trying to go to third, but Bass more than makes up for it later on in the contest with the defensive gem of the night, catching the fly ball as it tails back into fair territory. the Giants win, they tie the Astros atop the National League West, and if the Padres win, it will be a three-way tie atop the division. At Olympic Stadium in Montreal, the Pirates looking to run their winning streak to 8 games. Andy Van Slyke with a shot up against the padded wall. Larry Walker will try but will not get to it. And the Bell boys, both Jeff and Jay, score 2-0 Pittsburgh. Third inning, Barry Bonds at the plate. And there is no doubt about this one. Walker doesn't even bother to move. It's a solo shot. That is his 5th of the year. It was 6-2. Pittsburgh needed every run tonight because Montreal had a wild 9th inning. The final score 8-7. The Pirates win. National League scoreboard, the Phillies beat the Cubs in 10 innings this afternoon. Dwight Gooden wins his second game of 92, 4-2. The Mets are winners, and the Reds lead the Dodgers in the 3rd inning. American League tonight, the second-place teams in each division at work in Chicago. Top of the 5th, the Yankees set the table. Mel Hall comes through with a sharp drive down the right field line. Don Mangley, one day after his birthday, will come home to score 3-0 New York. 2 batters later, Kevin Moss will bounce a Kirk McCaskill pitch to second base, allowing a run to score to make it 4-0. The Yankees hold on to win by a count of 4-3 this evening. In the American League, Roberto Alomar's 2-run homer in the 3rd, the difference in Toronto. Danny Darwin picks up his first save of 1990. The Red Sox are a winner. Under snowy conditions made more for the Chiefs than the Royals. Baltimore is winning in the 7th inning. Detroit over Texas, and California leads Oakland in the 3rd inning. In Florida, the state high school baseball tourney underway. Defending state champion Escambia hosting Woodham, tied 2-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Steve Stansfield with the sacrifice fly. Josh Reynolds tags up from 3rd to score to put the Gators ahead 3-2. And then Escambia sealed the deal in the 7th, and they advanced in a tight one by a count of 3-2 this afternoon in Pensacola.
You get in this situation, they're all going to be tough. You know, in the tournament, that's the beauty of the tournament. Anybody can get hot and go toward one game. And, you know, yeah, we're lucky to get out of that one.
College baseball, Alabama not so lucky. They fall to Samford 9-5. The Bulldogs over USM 3-0, and Auburn was rained out at home this afternoon. With the NBA's postseason up Thursday, the final regular season honors handed out today. Miami's Glenn Rice goes into the playoffs as the league's player of the month, and Atlanta's Stacey Augmon finishes up his freshman year as the league's top rookie in the month of April. On the college basketball signing front, Alabama Birmingham has inked a pair of Texas junior college players for next year. Ole Miss 6'6" Gerald Evans will attend Ole Miss. He is the first recruit under new head coach Rob Evans. And Viger's Tiffany Hamilton will stay in the area, signing with South Alabama. The new faces on the Jags men's squad will be unveiled tomorrow. Olympic platform diver Wendy Williams, bronze medalist in 1988, is retiring due to a neck ailment and the fear of a crippling injury. And finally, the South Alabama men's golf team is in the lead, entering the final round of the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. The Jags with a one-shot lead over hosts Southeast Louisiana. Tomorrow, South Alabama playing baseball up at Birmingham against Auburn, and we'll get highlights for you tomorrow night at 10.
Keep our fingers crossed. Thanks, Andrew.
Meteorologist Steve Bray will be back with your breakfast forecast.
And how high can a cat climb? We'll tell you. The weather just keeps getting better.
Oh, more sunshine coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, it looks like it. We're going to start off bright and early in the morning. It looks like it's going to be sunny but cooler. 52 to 56 should be the lows, and actually may see a little bit cooler than that in the inland areas. Northwest Florida should be close to the mid-50s.
Good morning, go jogging or...
Should be great. Should be great.
Thanks, Steve.
We'll take it. Finally tonight, it was a dangerous attempt, but somebody had to rescue Finnegan, the kitten, from atop a 60,000-volt power pole. A crew from a gas and electric company north of San Francisco, California, braved the dangers of electrocution to rescue the cat from the 60-foot pole. The feline spent 4 days clinging to the pole before being rescued with a crane. Finnegan's family planned a kitten-suitable welcome, consisting of huge bowls of cat food with a side dish of fish.
8 lives left, I guess. That's our news right now. Thanks for joining us.
Join Action News 10 tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. You have a good night.